Hey guys, Dylan Sider with Kinfolk Carpentry here, and today we're going to talk about the laser level I just purchased and the one feature on it that made me purchase it. Unfortunately, I was hoping to film this whole review on the job site today, but it was hectic. There was guys everywhere. So I just got a few shots of me using the laser level and a few shots of the project as a whole because it was a very cool handrail job. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So I'm going to mix that in with the review. Let's get started. Oh. First off, this laser came with a Dewalt T-stack, which I love because if you followed my channel for a while, you guys know that I love the Dewalt T-stack system. So first off, that's a bonus that it comes with this case. And this is the beauty right here. It is the Dewalt DCLE34220. That's the model. I just picked up this cheap little tripod at Lowe's. It's a Cobalt, but any standard tripod will do. It has both the mount for the small hole and the big hole on the bottom. So as you can see on the bottom, this just has a little quick connect, so you don't have to do this every time. I just leave it on the laser. But it has the big mounting hole and the small mounting hole, and the tripod that I use fits on the small hole. So as you can see here, this is the on-off switch, and it gives a battery indicator of how much battery you have left. This button, the first button here, controls your horizontal line, your vertical line, and it'll do both with the cross laser. That's what the first button does. And the second button is the key to this, and why I bought this laser is the point laser. It gives you an accurate point on the ground and an accurate point on the ceiling. Perfectly level. Now, why I like the dot laser is sometimes it's easier to lay things out on the floor before you transfer those marks to the ceiling. When you're working overhead, trying to lay out can lights on a ceiling, when you lay it out on the floor, it's a lot easier to measure, and then you use the dot laser to transfer those marks up to the ceiling. And in the application that I used it for today is actually laying out balusters on your stair railing. Obviously, it's a lot easier working on the floor and then transferring your lines up to your railing, which is why I did. And that's the specific reason why I wanted a dot laser, is because recently I've been doing quite a few stairs, and I really like that feature. Another nice feature with this specific model is that it comes with a fine adjustment left to right, and that is this knob right here. When you turn that knob, is slightly pivoting. I mean, this is exaggerated, I'm really spinning it, but you can move it just a fraction by spinning that knob. And it gives you a very nice fine adjustment for lining up marks. So let's go over a few more of the things that fit in the case. So in the case, it comes with this, which I think they call this a target card. I know these are used a lot in like drop ceilings. It essentially magnetizes to anything metal, and say you were working on a ceiling grid, you could, adjust the ceiling up and down to a laser line. And this green plastic really accentuates the laser so you can really see it from long distances. It also comes with this mounting plate, which I usually screw to a stud if I'm leaving it in one location for a long period of time, say I'm framing a ceiling or something. And then On the back side of the laser, it's all magnets. So it just sticks to that plate, and you can leave it in one spot and just pivot it left to right to where you need it. In the case, it also has slots for your bigger 5 amp hour batteries or a 2 amp hour battery, and I believe this fits a charger. So as you can see here, it runs off 12 volt and 20 volt. I don't actually have any 12 volt batteries, so I can't test that and show it. And this part of the laser actually pivots so that you can get a full almost 360 degree of level line. So say, you can see the line here. Then let's rotate it all the way this way. I'd consider that all the way 360. So from one position, you can get a full 360 degree line. So some of the statistics that I read online is that this specific laser is visible at 330 feet. That's its max range. And the accuracy reading is within 1/8 of an inch at 30 feet. They claim that it runs for 23 hours on a single 2 amp hour battery, fully charged. And I can attest to this. This thing runs forever on a battery. With a 5 amp hour battery, I leave it on for weeks before I have to charge it. If you think about it, batteries are meant to go on big tools like saws and different things, and this is really just running a laser, so I'm not surprised that it lasts forever. One of the main reasons I bought this tool was the price. I paid about $350 for this bare tool, and I think the big debate is whether you need a full 360. I know that's like the big thing now, is having a 360 laser both ways. I set a lot of kitchens. I don't really need a full 360 laser. I know they come in handy in certain times, but those lasers start at $500 and go up. So $500, $600, $700. And for what I needed it for, I didn't need to spend that much money on it. And I think this does everything that I need it to do for a way lower cost. One of the negatives I've noticed is the line is a little bit thick. As you can see here, like on my thumb, like when you're trying to get super accurate, it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. I think it could be a little bit thinner if it were my preference. That might be one con to this. Obviously the con is that it's not a fully 360 laser. I think another con is that it's relatively large. It has a big footprint, and it's kind of heavy and bulky. And if you have it set up on a tripod, it tends to be a little bit top heavy. Not that I think it's super unstable, but I think it would be easily knocked over because it is so large. You know, I looked at other models that were a little more compact, but I did like all the features that this one had. Overall, I'm very happy with the purchase. I really like this laser, and if you're in the market, check it out. Let me know in the comments if you have a specific laser that you really prefer. I'd love to hear your opinion, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.